Hello, and welcome to another episode of DooM WAD Travelogue, the show where we say, just because we shouldn't be going out today especially, it is yellow out, it is all wildfire smoke, it is nasty. But that doesn't mean that we can't still explore new and interesting spaces. We'll just do it in a digital form. Normally, we do that through community-made Doom Wads and level packs, but today is Travelogue GAIDEN, which means it's not necessarily Doom. We're not building anything today. We are going to a non-Doom game, but a contemporary. Specifically, I want to check out Marathon. Um, so those of you playing along at home, let's say, uh, I'm a big Doom head. That I'm a Doomer. Nope. Um, I got no words today. Hang on. Here, let's see if this will help. That'll get the words going. Bungie is a company. I I've never liked Macs. I guess that's the way to start the story for me is I was always a PC guy. My dad worked in Unix since the 80s. Um and I didn't like Macs largely because there was a lot of games that you couldn't play on them. I grew up in a world knowing about Doom and Rise of the Triad, Duke 3D, Big Red Racing, Cyber Bikes. I grew up with a lot of DOS games, let me put it that way. Well, yeah, I guess Windows was like a DOS based programs until what 98 was the last DOS based one, and then there was like NT in 2000 and CE, and those were weird, and then it really didn't get condensed back into one that people would use until like Vista. No, XP. Yeah, XP was the one. Point being, uh, like, why use a Mac? You can't do anything that you would want to do with it. What you want to do being play a whole bunch of awesome computer games. Um, but if you listen to the people who were into Macs, there was an awesome computer game that you could play, and that was Marathon. Now, I Marathon is where Bungie started, and people were apparently way into Marathon at the time, but Bungie as like a household name maybe really didn't happen till they made a little something called Halo, which itself became a sorry, my chair broke and I'm waiting on replacement parts, so all my tilts are weird. uh Halo, ironically, the project got bought by Microsoft and became, the flagship for the Xbox, the Microsoft console, which there's drama there, I think is the best way to put it. And then, they would of course go on and are currently Destiny and are doing a whole thing there, which I have my own takes about, but that's neither here nor there. I figure, let's go back. Marathon. Okay, here's my understanding of Marathon. It is very much Doom like. It was your your Doom equivalent if you were on the Mac. It was it Doom was 93, Doom 2 was 94, Marathon 1 was 94, and then Marathon 2 and 3 were like 95 and 6, I think the wiki I just quickly looked at said. So very contemporary. But whereas Doom was a lot of, you know, running around, big blasting, whatever, Marathon was basically doing that, but where it's shown was in um narrative, is that there was a lot of lore mixed in with the gameplay rather than, this is a game where the walls of text are interspersed throughout, not simply at the end of each episode. which is neat, I guess. I was never a big reader. Arguably, I'm still not a big reader, so we'll see how that goes. But that was a weird noise. But yeah, if it is a contemporary, if it's and the thing that really drove me to check this out was Marathon's coming back. It's gonna be an extraction shooter, but it's from Bungie. It's got the Marathon name on it, so theoretically, there's gonna be like lore connections, I imagine. So I figure, hey, let's what better time to go back and see what I missed out on all those years ago. So it's not showing the title screen here. So I'm just gonna say new game, at which point okay, I mean, listen, I get it. The more 3D space you have to render, the harder the computer has to work. So back in the day, yeah, let's put one giant static image of let's just, man, how would the licensing have to work out if you could play Marathon on your Pip-Boy? Because that's very much what it looks like we're doing here. So we are running on Aleph 1, I believe is the way I'm going to pronounce it. So we have mouse look. I have changed the kind of the only thing I said different from default is the like 3D rendering mode. So when we look up, it's correct perspective, not that crazy warped fisheye thing, because playing like that just gave me a headache, and it is very hard to make me motion sick, so I can't imagine what that would have been like for you folks at home. And I rebound a couple of buttons, but I have not completed a single level. I have not read anything. And yeah, it's let's get going. What is it? This is from an era where you read the book before playing. And I believe the idea is we are on the colony ship Marathon. That's why that's the Marathon logo. And I guess it's kind of a cradle or something. And it's been invaded by aliens, and we're here to clean them out. That's a good punch. Oh, hey, we got motion sensor. Just like Halo. Hey, buddy, you want some? Ooh. Oh, that's a whole hangar. Oh, wait, is that supposed to be the hangar, the ship we just came in on in that opening screen? I won't lie, I kind of expected a cutscene there, but it was just one picture of like, yeah, all right, you're here. I mean, that's cool. You know, I am very much a fan of what... Oh, somebody's coming up on me. I am very much a fan of narrative spaces in this sense. It's just like, yes, no, we will not be going out here, but this is where we came from. This is how we got to where we are starting. Let's see here. This is our map. Oh, it even says hangar. And what's over here? It's very dark, but I am liking the way that, you know, you can see other pieces of the ship through the windows. I love how many windows there are. I mean, you look at a room like this, and I'm just like, ah, yeah. This is trying to be like Doom. I mean, it's trying to be better than... No, because Doom kind of had this, you know, that there's a bunch of, like, you know, shareware episode rooms in Doom where you can do this thing of see the next bit coming up. Nope. This feels very claustrophobic, though, you know, like, Because we'll have a moment like this where you can see other parts of the ship, but a lot of these, the way it keeps auto centering my view as I move, that's giving me a headache. But just these very tight corridors. Oh, is this what we were just looking at? Oh, wow. Okay, so sense of scale is I thought we were looking at something that was like on the other side of the ship. No, it was the next room. Okay. Well, okay. Maybe that's on me. Hi. Ooh. Hey. All right. These are the Magnum Mega class pistols, and that sounded like a snap gun. How are you supposed to type on that keyboard? And that is... Oh, that's more ship. Wait, so... Like, I just gave it props on being, like, you know, narrative rooms. But unless this is, like, a bridge and that's supposed to be a main display screen. But I don't think this is a bridge. What is this room, then? It's just, hey, have some stairs. I'm doing that thing where I'm immediately trying to judge off of, like, you know, the very, very beginning littlest that I've seen. Or not judge, but like analyze, what have you. Button. No idea what that did. Oh, hey boys. Reload. Okay. So the gun reloads on its own, but when I go to hit R, that changes weapons. That seems bad. Okay, what does this button do? Okay. That's close. Boy, you cannot really see those stairs. Okay, well, we have a use button. Oh, we can doors. See, this is so claustrophobic. Hi? And again, the huge frame is making it worse. Alright. We don't have jump. We have shoot. Oh. Oh, hello. Yeah, let's do this. Elevators. Like, are we in Jeffrey's High? Whoa, you're not real. You're not real. You can't hurt me. You're not real. Okay. Boy. Huh? I got gun. Wait. I have ammo for guns I don't have? Okay. That's fine. That's... Is it... Oh, boy. Do I... Wait, that's an observation deck? Okay. Are you a door? Okay, good. Oh, hello. Oh. Oh, this is the observation deck. This is where you go to observe. Oh, hey, there's like a ship out there. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that still doesn't explain what that room was for. Oh, is that maybe supposed to be like a different docking bay? That could make sense. Oh, okay, I guess red is doors that... I guess red is doors? Which would mean in here this is a door? I guess not. Okay, well, some doors aren't real. Also, that door would have trouble opening into a corner of the port. Well, no, unless it... See, but now that seems like something connected to the port that we started in, so how come we didn't start there? Really? Is the only place left to explore more of that stupid... Oh, that resets. Okay. I don't like exploring this, like, dark corridor. It's dark and small and just sort of kind of hurts my head to walk through. Okay, where have we been? Before we got on there, that's the elevator. Oh, God, there's so much going on here. Okay. How about here? Oh. Pop, 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 pop. And you can't reload. You can just switch to fist. So, like, is it worth it to just... That feels bad, as always. Okay, so we can't go there. We can't go there. I guess if we take this elevator, right? Step up here. That elevator won't get me there. Ooh, Oh. Okay, we can get here, but that doesn't help anything. Whoa, has this always been open? Wait a second. Oh, God, this is so... Shh. Not a door. Alright, well then... Okay. But not a door. Which way is that way? Oh, we're below the other room. That's... It's what? Why is it up there? See, I don't know, but between like the way these textures are and just everything going, like it feels like it's... I don't know. To me, this is feeling like a broken map. It's just like, yeah, no, here's a bunch of stuff that is misaligned to the point of like, am I supposed to be able to go this way? Am I not? That's apparently not a door, so... Although it could go some way. Wait, it's connected. Where's that? We went up there. That's a... Whoa. Okay, I have a volume button, I guess. Okay, now we're up here. I'm gonna go around here. I went in there. Where did I go last time? So you're saying if we go here to the left, this is what leads out to the observation deck. Yeah, so I don't want to go that way. That's where we... Oh, no. That's somewhere we haven't been, so I should go that way. This is... Yeah, so I want to go this way. I mean, as a kind of game that'll, like, teach kids to read maps, seems to be an extremely necessary skill here. Whoa, whoa. I mean, I do kind of want to jump into a big room, but... Alright, that doesn't connect the way I thought it would. Oh, why is it all me? Okay, wait. Apparently there's a door or something there. Something that moves. Oh, hello. Oh, I have 13 clips with 8 rounds each. Oh, okay. Now I'm reading. Did I remember the part where I said I'm not a big reader? Oh boy. Let's check a little bit. Are you a button? Oh, you're a health station. Oh, okay. Huh. See, wait, is it kind of shaped like an Apple II or something? Like, that looks like a floppy drive and maybe a power button or something. All right. What can we interact with? Is there anything, like, I just kind of assumed this. Like, okay, button looked like a button. I can understand buttons. This at the end of the hallway, so I figured this is this. But what else is... I do want to go check out the hangar. There's a big room over there I haven't explored. I want to go to the hangar. I like exploring places I know about. Is this the one with the guy? Oh, that's got the same yellow around the thing. Okay, what if that yellow is telling me that that's interactable? I mean, wow! Yellow is like the... Oh, I went down. All right, well, I guess I ain't interacting with that. Oh. Okay. Oh. The drunk cousin of barrels. Oh, this is gonna go bad, ain't it? Yep, here we go. Okay. Alright, so what's this? Hey! Whoa! What? Unauthorized acts... Okay. Oh boy. This is... Oh, God. This is another reading game. Unauthorized access. Alarm 2521. Security breach 50-H less than 291... Or at address 291.7.577.456. Whole bunch of... That looks encrypted. Fire and at 3DC39 aspects of the theory are as follows. Each society has some controlling force or forces which decide its direction, but the relationships in society are arbitrary. Humanity can relate to money, machines, neighbors, anything really. Logical reset. Individual character and personality are preserved in stories, movies, ROM personalities, etc. Although individual expression is a universal ability, individual freedom is constrained by the society. See attached figure. Oh, God, there's pages. Logical reset. Breach location undetermined. Okay. Sure? I'm gonna have to do a lot of reading, huh? Well, if that's what the game is about, to give it a fair shake, I'll have to do the reading. Oh, hi, boys! Bad. Get. See, like, I will say, the tension of having to reload in the middle of a fight is hell of something. There we go. The inability to choose when to reload is killing me. Okay, so some walls are thought of as doors. Wait, so is this just going to exit because I can't get back? Oh, no, that opens that door. Whoa. Oh, God. Map seems like it's becoming impossible to read. Hey, buddy. Stealth! Yeah, I've got plenty of ammo. See, okay, the specific splat noise that it's making when they hit the ground is, like, messing with me, because I swear there's a different game where that noise is... Oh, this is this room! Oh, we're finally here. Okay. Okay, that seems like a trap. I'm gonna read it from over here. The specific splat noise feels like some projectile, like when it impacts the wall, it makes that splat noise. So I keep thinking that, like, when they fall down, what I'm actually hearing is a shot landing behind me. All right. Incoming message from Leela. All of the information that I have gathered so far indicates that the alien invasion of the Marathon has been relatively uncoordinated. I suspect that this is partially due to the Marathon's large size. However disorderly the alien invasion is, their assault of the computer net has been extremely effective. I detect security breaches in almost every computer system on board the Marathon. I have learned that there is an alien creature that is capable of interfacing with our systems. Oh, the Marathon is being hacked. You must kill any of these creatures that you find. It is a priority that we stop them. Even now, they are penetrating my defenses. Teleport now. Oh, wait. Leela has defenses? Is Leela the computer of the ship? I wonder if that's what those computer ghosty guys are, because also a bunch of them were at terminals, and the one terminal that I was looking at is the one that it was looking at that then I looked at it was breached. Wow, okay. You know, that's kind of a nice little touch, I guess. That is learning information that recontextualizes stuff that you've seen. That's always the good thing to find, right? Is to be able to find something that recontextualizes stuff. Like, oh, I'm learning something, and then you find out what it was that you saw, or you learned why you saw something specific happen, you know? Like, there's something that's like, you need to be able to understand it a little bit, and then later have the rest filled in. I'm trying to remember. I've talked about recontextualizing in terms of, like, DooM maps. And about, like, oh, this is a room. But then it becomes, you know, at first this feels like a dead end. But then the door opens, or, like, you know, this whole wall falls down. And now this small confined room becomes this opening, this antechamber to a large corridor or whatever, right? This game seems to be doing it in, like, in narrative, in little things. And just give it, like... That whole, like, corridor Jeffrey soup sections was giving me a headache. That felt like noise. That felt like the geometry architectural equivalent of noise. Teleport now. Jump pad activation, initiation start, transport when ready. Disconnected. Ah! Bigger guns nearby. Okay. I think that means we beat the first level? I think? Oh, we're still hurt. Not interactable. Okay, so I'm gonna get anything with the How am I doing that? Got him. Okay, that's red and white, but that's still like caution striping. Also, it's very blinky and bright. Really good use of light in here, actually. Like, I mean, if you had seen DooM 1, lighting like this would have blown your mind. It's a like, I wouldn't even call it like a technical innovation, but it is a certain sense of, like, not even design innovation, but it's an attention to detail, you know? Painting in shadows like this. All right, what do you say? Opening connection. Incoming message from Leela. I am now in contact with a number of colonists planetside, but their reports on the situation below are conflicting and obviously exaggerated. The primary medium-range radio antenna has been disabled or destroyed, which makes communication extremely difficult. The only thing which seems clear is that the spaceport was obliterated by a low-yield nuclear weapon... low-yield nuclear weapons minutes after the attack on the Marathon began. This I can verify through my own optical instruments. The invaders seem to be more interested in the Marathon than the colony, at least in the short term. Their motives behind their unprovoked attack are still unknown, however. Whoa! Wow, that's useful. This is a computer terminal you are using now. I cannot teleport you out of this section from here, so you will have to leave from another terminal after you find the assault rifle. Okay, I guess that's a thing I'll be getting. Boy, it's also giving us, like, hints of the rest of the map, huh? There's an M75 assault rifle / grenade launcher and ammunition at this location. When firing on the fully automatic setting, this weapon is highly inaccurate, but the grenades hit hard and it's the best we can do right now. Ammunition may be scarce for a while, so be prepared to fall back to your pistol. I love being pistol first. Oh, okay, so that's like, we're gonna not really even be able to miss that. Just remember to make that right. Here's the terminal you must reach to leave this section. Alien infiltration of this area is high. Proceed with caution. You may find doors blocked or stairways retracted on the way, because the AI in control of these functions is damaged and behaving erratically. Okay, so that gave us like a didn't put our map, but okay, that like gave us not a waypoint. What's the word I'm looking for? An objective. That gave us an objective. That's cool. Like clear objectives gave us hint. That is something that Doom never really had. Like, which, you know, that's one thing that I always liked about Doom is that it never felt like, at least to me, but I've also never been a big reader, right? Like, it never relied on having to explain things to you. They found ways to explain things through the geometry, through controlling eye lines, through, you know, watching the interaction of things, right? Like, they never stopped and just gave you a text dump to explain things, and they also never really felt like they were missing anything, you know? They found ways to still communicate without just saying. Wow, that thing looks nasty. Okay. I want to use the pistol. All right. Machine gun on 4, pistol on 2. Hopefully that means there's a shotgun that'll go on 3. Oh, hello. You're something. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Oh, what are you? You're a light switch. Okay. All right, what was that other thing we passed by, though? This one. Is this just a window? Is this... Oh, this is this. Okay, so it's red, so this must be stairs. Okay. All right, so I guess we'll be back there. Okay, so now we're going this way. I mean, all of these green guys really seem to be punks, so I should... Whoa, you're another different color. Okay. Good. All right, all right, all right. Again, you're not real. You were just pillars filled with computers. Okay. All of these rooms are so dark. All right, that's stairs. Get there. Okay, so... Okay. Oh, here's that room. Here's a button. Now we have stairs. Oh, they even light up. This smooth lighting transition is nice. Okay, alright. Hey, this level feels a lot better. This level feels like maybe this should have been the first level. Ah, bullets. There we go. I mean, paper's on the ground. Now, knowing that this is a reading game, I can almost be like, oh, is that going to be, do we have to read all of those? Okay, here we go. Why it's alternating between the yellow and red, I don't know. All right, what are you? Game saved. Oh, okay. Okay, save points. I hadn't even considered, what would happen to me if I died. Okay. Right, there also wasn't like a difficulty selected to start, huh? Yeah. All right. So boys are down there. Boys who can shoot are down there. See, I really wish I could reload my pistol, but nope. I can just go up to bigger gun. Maybe it's faster to switch to your sidearm than to reload. I don't know. What are we looking at? Oh, good. We're gonna jump down into the biocore vent. That sounds great. Oh. That's an aggressive shooter. Okay. All right. Well. Where's that one blinky? Is that one broken? Oh, can't climb up that. That looks like a thing, though. From one vent to the other. Oh, is that... okay, shift is also shoot. All right, that's weird. That would have been here. Okay, well, what am I supposed to do about that? Can't jump, can't run. What can you do, Pat? Are you a button? Okay, you're not a button. All right, fine. Oh. Another hacker boy. There you go. You know, I wonder if, like, that's like people's aunts and grandmas think about me. It's just like, oh, Nick knows how to use computers. He must be made of computer stuff. Like, I mean, thank you for thinking so highly of me. See, now that seems like... This seems like some sort of transporter room. What? Oh, hi. Alright, the lighting effects are very strong. Not that long ago, I went back... I went back to Halo 1 because I got the Master Chief collection. No, I don't want to check down there yet. I want to finish looking through. No, this is the end of the hallway. I just couldn't tell because it was dark. Okay. Oh, okay. This is that big D loop. All right. What was I saying? I went back to the original Halo. Oh, hi. Oh, it's time to try it. Dump into a group of digital boys. Why do you keep aiming up? Come get some. What was I saying? I went back to the original Halo, and what I found was that it seemed very, Boy, there's some stuff going on in this room, huh? The level design was bad. Like, you know, people think of that game and like, oh, the silent cartographer, and you're exploring this island, and like, yes, that is like the one good level in that game. The rest of them are just a lot of, just like hallways and corridors with dudes in them, and not in an interesting way. Like, that game did a lot with like enemy AI and having, you know, each enemy had different tactics, and that created the sense of like the combat puzzle, where it's just like the groups, different combinations of different enemies require different tactics because they use like a unique set of tactics against you depending on the combination, and that really helped it out. but that is like all it had. They kind of put those in otherwise same rooms. And, you know, especially with Doom, especially with like the 10 and 1024 maps, you know, we talked about how actually you can do so much by taking like a known enemy type and just changing how that enemy feels by changing the world around it. So I feel like, you know, Halo 1 especially, and the rest of the Halos to some degree, honestly, really miss out on, they don't have that aspect. They're just like, yes, we're going to try to make our enemies, you know, different weapons, different whatever, make interesting mixes, and that's fine, but like really also combining it with the different scenarios, different environments is really how you fully mix, you know, enemies and levels and all of that together and create a real rich experience. Button or read? Let's read first. Hello. Another breach. Marathon Internal Engineering Document, Section 1-C, Appendix H. Subject, doors. By Estasia Orestes, Dominic I. Plaknar, and Urza Simbalzi in 4002, March 23rd, 16th, 42nd. 1642 might be time code. That would make sense. Day, hour, minute. Yeah. There are 5 basic door designs to be used on the Marathon. Outer bulkhead doors, airlock doors, inner bulkhead doors, tertiary or inner sealed non-vacuum safe doors, quaternary or inner powered automatic opening doors. Direct control of all doors except the trietary and quaternary doors will be given to Durandal, with indirect control of all other doors going to Durandal. The difference between direct and indirect control primarily has to do with the manner of opening the doors. Durandal will only open a directly controlled door when he is specifically asked to do so. Indirectly controlled doors are automatically controlled by Durandal to open when needed. Okay, is this a whole lore dump explaining why some doors are opened by buttons and some doors are opened directly? However, due to the expense involved with adding thermal and visual spectrum sensors to the trietary and quaternary door groups, these doors will be minimally used. The expected savings of not using this extra sensory input is estimated to be 57% of the base cost of the basic inner bulkhead door. Okay. The types of doors are all basically the same, with some slight variations. The doors in classes 1 to 3 are the same doors classified separately to distinguish between the level of safety checking required to assure acceptable leakage. The airlock doors are specifically modified to work with the manual and remote activation switches. Airlocks are all to be marked with a specific airlock symbol and to be outfitted with an air recharge system. Okay. The trietary and quaternary doors are designed exactly as the bulkhead doors, but are checked coarsely for air leakage. This article, as well as articles 530-F and 532-G on windows and elevators, respectively, will be placed for public access in the Marathon Internal Engineering Document Section 1-C, Appendix H. That's just a lore dump on doors. A door dump. Security breach at this terminal, right. All right, button time. Aha! Like, again, that's actually kind of a thing that I have addressed, you know, talking about Doom maps, right? Is like, sometimes you want a door that opens by itself. Sometimes you want a door that opens by a button. But then the real question is, like, because we've done that, right? Like, you put a door that is locked and opens via a button in like a security booth, right? And you can usually see the door through the window, but there is some sort of traveling or challenge to get to the button to get the door open. So, you know, it creates like a branch that you have to deal with before continuing down the main. It's a way to you know, divert linearity, because even though you have to go, you know, A, B, you kind of end up at B and then have to take a side trip to A and then you go B, C, you know? So the real question is always like, when the button for the door is right next to the door, Why do you not just interact with the door? And I feel like that was addressing, or like trying to sort of subtly address that concept, but also didn't. It just went into like, yeah, no, it's actually, we're not going to use these because it's cheaper, because we're not gonna, because it is more expensive to make it automatic, because then the computer has to do it. Like, all right, that's dumb. Okay, whoops. Incoming message from Leela. The Marathon's automated defenses were disabled during the initial attack by a directed magnetic pulse. The aliens used the same weapon to disable the Marathon's other two AIs, Durandal and Tycho, and to severely damage myself. I know Tycho to be a name that exists outside of this. I'm not sure about Durandal. Leela is the Cyclops from Futurama. This is probably, I feel like this might be one of those things where these names are very pretentious references, but like, it depends on how well they're being used, right? If there's like if there's like a fun connection to why these names are being used, then maybe it's not pretentious. Then maybe it is like a fun, appropriate thematic nod. But also, I have no way to judge because I don't know what the references are. I'm kind of just guessing that they're all references. Durandal is responsible for controlling the ship's autonomous functions: doors, life support, kitchens, air reprocessors, stairs, and so on. Man, kitchens are automatic. There are no chefs on the ship. You gotta have a good chef on your ship. That's like, that is classic naval tradition. Like, crews move on their stomach, Work is powered by chefs. Hey, why are stairs autonomous? Hey, stairs don't need to be mechanical. They're stairs. That's the whole Mitch Hedberg joke. If you want to have escalators, which are automated stairs, when they break, they're still stairs. Oh my god. Okay. Because he is non-functional. See, like, I'm trying to figure out if this is dumb or if it's not meant to be taken seriously, right? Like, because there's something about going into this level of detail writing of your game and your world. It's just like, oh no, like we have come up with like, a world Bible. We have all of this detail, and we're gonna let you know it because that's how we want to show you how much we care about it by showing you how much detail we've put into it, how much work we've put into it, or something, right? But you just told me that, like, all right, kitchen being automated, like, I can kind of get that, even though I think that is like, that I could see as a bad decision. The idea of stairs being automated, that just sounds dumb, Like, you want to say, okay, stairs take up too much room on a spaceship compared to, let's say, using an elevator, a turbo lift, or something, Like, and then it controls elevators because elevators do have mechanical floors, whatever. Like, okay, I could see talking about that, but the word stairs is on the screen and called autonomous. Yeah, stairs do take care of themselves. They're stairs. They don't do nothing but sit there. Stairs are a series of landings. Landings are not powered. Okay. Because he is non-functional, I am working to assume as many of these tasks as possible. Tycho controls the science and engineering network. But he's also down, I guess. Man, so Leela, lady having to pick up the slack from the boys who have decided to knock off from the day. That sounds about right. Now that you are better armed, our first priority is to reactivate the Marathon's defenses, under my control, so we may offer some resistance to the aliens. I have built 3 replacement circuit boards for the defense system, but cannot move them from the manufacturing center without assistance. I will now transport you to further retrieve your replacement parts and will give you further instructions when you arrive. Transport when ready. Another transport? Okay. I'm going to guess this is level 3. This is a save point. Good. Whoa. A part of me thought I was going to have to read the thing to open that, but nope. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna read the thing though. Before I read the thing, what button is it? Like I said, we're not playing regular marathon. We are playing in the Aleph 1 engine, which has a hotkey for increased resolution, which does this. More than that, we can put it in widescreen. So I'm gonna try playing this level like this, right? Because honestly, the the motion sensor is helping me a little bit, but not that much. Especially because we've basically seen, like, broadly speaking, two types of enemies, which is the like different tiers of guards and the hacker boy. And even then, there's basically exactly one AI routine, which is once you have been aggroed by the player, run towards the player. If you are capable of firing, fire on the way. Otherwise, melee when you get there, right? So there's really, like, when you look at this is basically for the health bar, and the ammo count is really what I think the more important thing. But I'd rather just look at where I am. Here we go. Incoming message from Leela. The Marathon's automatic manufacturing systems have finished making replacement circuits. There are 3 circuits. Each should be in its manufacturing holding chamber. With luck, the alien viruses have not infiltrated a manufacturing system. But even if they had, I would have no way of knowing. Great. The attacks on my systems are growing more steady. If the counterattack is not able to remove some of the computer infiltrators, then I will eventually succumb. It is absolutely imperative that a counterattack begin as soon as possible. The Marathon is not defenseless, and we can't let it be taken without a fight. This is where the circuit should be. Look in all of the receptacle lockers. Okay. Well, considering that only one thing on this map actually seems to be any kind of movable, I imagine it's exactly there. There's a pattern buffer located next to your current location. I suggest that you use it immediately. Yep. After you have a pattern buffer. A pattern buffer. I mean, a buffer stores stuff. Yeah, okay, fine. After you've retrieved the circuits, return to the terminal at this location, which is out of this room and to our left. Okay. And I will transport you to the defense center to install them. So, you know, this is my first time playing Marathon. I have not played System Shock or System Shock 2. But my understanding is that when you give one AI like total control of systems, that's when different perilous sci-fi stories begin, right? And we are very much working on making that situation occur. Oh, you're new. I just backed myself into a corner. Where's your friend? Okay. What? Oh! Okay. Were these just rooms full of guys? I guess so. How's our map looking? Yeah, that sure is moving. I don't think I want to go in there. That's like a fan? Okay. Aha! Okay. Is that like in case I managed to miss it earlier or something? Maybe. Huh. How about in here? Alright, well. Got ammo. Oh god, more of these. Ooh, this one's different. This one is so different, I will explore it last. Whoa! Hi! Alright. I believe that's going to mean I'm fully healed. Yep, that's a good way to know. This is... Oh, that's the thing. That's where the circuit board should be. All right, cool. All right, so there's like little, for as like bad and disjointed and claustrophobic as a lot of this level design. I swear it's also something about the FOV. You know, I think it's something about the FOV. Oh, that's interesting. As claustrophobic as this all feels, there is an element to, like I said, there are little details to the designs that honestly feel. Where did you come from? Hi. No, that's not what I wanted. Just want to get you in one. Okay, but where did he come from, though? What the Okay. Yeah, let's try this. Also, like, when we look straight ahead, like, okay, I guess this makes sense. Our straight ahead puts the horizon at the very middle of the screen, which is above halfway up. So I guess this is, like, kind of... It makes sense if you were, like, building kind of realistically, but I think that's also part... Like, it makes the ceiling feel low, which I think is part of why I feel so claustrophobic, you know? That's a part of it. Okay. Nope, you're... Ow! I guess this is where we find out if the enemies can use doors. Yes! But you know what I can use? Machine guns. Alright, well this is the thing. I mean, at least now we've seen a third enemy type, so... Whoops. Okay, so we looked in there, we looked in here, and it says, yeah, you should be in here. Okay. Alright, good. Pattern buffer, good. Wait, so did it really say, like, check all of them just because... just because it was wrong? Like, are we supposed to read something about it like, oh, yeah, no, the AI is damaged because it was wrong? Okay. Delayed. Canceled. All right. Message from Leela. I was afraid this would happen. You'll have to go to the manufacturing transport station to get the last circuit board. Collect the 2 circuit boards that were transferred and then go to the transport station. Take the elevator here to access the main processor tunnel. Okay, that's over there. That's the way we came in. That's that. Okay. You should find the 3rd chip intact on the transport station. The error was a failure of the final transporter conductor. And then there's a security breach there. So wherever that is, I should probably find out, and it's a guy, so I should blow him up, right? All right, where are we? Okay, so we have this, like, inventory, which is neat. Ooh, only 10 clips. We only got 1 circuit board here. That ain't enough. Like, even she's like, yeah, you just found 2, right? And I'm like, no. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Leela. Oh, boy. I mean, unreliable narrators, right? That's so fun. You? Oh, wait. Ammo. Oh, okay, there's just a bunch more lockers. Okay, so. Oh, this is kind of like when we go to the Home Depot, and if you order it online, they just put it in a locker out front. Yeah. 2 repairs. Good. Whoops. I want to go up. Ammo. And then just this corridor back here. Man, Dead Space. Different sci-fi game. Okay, so that's just a window. And it's ammo. Thank you. Let's save here. And I guess, no, wait. How did we get in here? Up this way? Wow. It does make me look like feel like I'm looking straight up, which doesn't feel good. You know, like I always look a little bit down. I always look down so that way, like, the top half of the screen is straight ahead because the bottom half of the screen is my gun, and then I lift it up when it's time to shoot. This was... It said go to this one to get teleported, so that's the teleport one. Hi? Turn the lights on. Ah! Wow, did turning the lights on get everybody's attention? Or was it standing there, which got his attention, and then I fired a shot, which got the other one's attention? Don't know. Can't say for sure. Oh, hey, here's where we started. Doop. We've been in there. Coming out here. The scale of these levels isn't bad. Like, yes, they're small, but they still have that sense of like, oh, there are some, you know, connections between them. Like they are zones. They are sort of purpose-built zones, and you can get that feeling, even if there is some dead space in some of these corners. Which way is that? Yeah, that's down these stairs to this window, which is nothing. This is nothing. You know what? I take it back. There's also these dumb moments. And, like, that's not even, like, a good view into that room that's, like, sort of tells you anything. Like, hey, you should... It just tells you that there is a space, not why that space is interesting. Although I guess any space that you haven't been to is inherently interesting. All right, here's our... Is it... Oh, is that gonna... That's just gonna lift us. And now we're up here. Okay. Boy, the map is confusing like this. Never burn money. That's a good name for a level. Man, so these guys are also tall too, right? Because, like, if our eye level is, like, between their belly button and crotch, I bet there's a number of fics that could have been written about that. Not my place to write them, but now I'm thinking about it, and... Oh, there's... It's dark? It's so dark. Like, I wonder if that's also a rendering. Like, it's definitely atmospheric. And the fact that, like, you know, I guess it's not completely just like a rendering issue thing, because, you know, we can see lit things in the distance, like even like this. Oh. Hi. Okay. Oh, I heard something. Hi. These dark blue guys are double tap. You know what this reminds me of? You know what this is making me think of? Maui Mallard in Cold Shadow, because all of the ninjas are like color coded for their tiers. What did that do? Is this anything? That texture signified a door before. Okay. Warning, Core OS mod date later than current date. Oh, the CMOS died. Here was nothing to be gained from hesitation now. It in her possession, it would become something of consequence, though it was nothing more than a simple circular flower, or more precise, and she had it just so the room flickered and tore, bending into somewhere else. Fuck's sake, system error number 25 at Jackson, which she caused to be consumed by an ashless fire. Doors opened before her without cause, their locks rusted and shattered. For her slender hands began to dance in front of her horrified face, for turning into a fine powder which settled into a pile on where she had been standing. 14,700 miles away, eyes on fire, tearing at her hair. Turning in fury, she kicked viciously if anger made her careless, and she misfixed. Is a broken AI trying to write a book? Was a person trying to write a book and then the file got corrupted? All right, that's a save point. That's good. It's another button. Okay, am I like lowering all of the pieces here? All right, I'm not hurt. Okay, so that's timed. And this is just that. Oh. No, this is nothing. I think. That says that moves. Come over here. This lift? Okay, this one goes up. I'm going to say like very poor visual language in this game is what I'm going to say. Just, you know, just from that, like, oh, like again, it is sort of putting form over function, because it is doing this thing where it's just like, yeah, no, this is some sort of piece of machinery that you're, you know, we're crawling into the machinery to get this last card out, right? Or whatever. But it's like, okay, which one do I stand on? Is standing on it even going to do anything? Are there any differences? If one does nothing, then why would the others do anything if they don't look any different, right? Like, it's this... Like, it makes sense, but it is failing to communicate a lot, you know? Like, I feel like I am having to guess. I feel like I'm having to poke everything because I cannot trust the visuals. And, like, the fact that it took me a while to even figure out that this caution bar means interact with this rather than stay away from this, you know? Like... And I would say that so far this is the only consistent like visual language I've seen, but they keep using the same caution stripe in other places that are not like directly interactable, that don't even say that. So it's just like, okay. What? All right, fine, not that one. Oh, hey, that stuff. There we go. What are you? All right, that one's not interactable. Blue caution stripe. This one, the blue definitely seems to just like call your attention to some things, but not always for clear reasons. Okay. Message from Leela. Good job. I have received reports from some human security forces. They agree that the aliens are concentrating on the aft engineering section. I would conjecture that they will try to shut down the Marathon's reactors. Your next mission will be to put the automatic defenses online. I will give you exact information when you arrive. Teleport when ready. Oh! Counterattack. Ooh. Okay, so the thing about going back to that other terminal, the terminal which I didn't read, because like, oh, this is where I will be when I'm done. Like, nope, I guess I'm not actually doing that. Clear to read, clear to read. Incoming message from Leela. I have received a preliminary report from some members of the science staff who have finished post-mortem examinations on 3 kinds of aliens. The 3 kinds we've seen. They report that by modern genealogical standards, the different aliens belong to different species. Oh, so there's sort of as if multiple species have formed a sort of covenant together. Got it. I have been collecting as much information as I can and will give you a report shortly. I have established contact with Durandal for the first time since the attack. He seems to have sustained less damage than I had previously suspected. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Leela. Durandal reports that he has been in communication with the aliens. He says that the aliens behind the invasion call themselves the Thor. the four? Okay. And that the ones attacking the computer net are called the Spit. The Spit? Behind the invasion are the four, and the computer attackers are Spit. Okay. But he was reluctant to share the details of the communication, and I cannot understand this. Yeah, that seems bad. Your mission here is rather simple. You must insert the circuits in defense control terminals. So what would have happened if I didn't get the one from the other locker in the last one? I imagine a terminal would have told me, hey, I can't transport you. You don't have all three. But what if it did and I was just soft lock here, you know? This is your current location. Alrighty. There is a shield recharge in the access control room. Here's a supply room with a large supply of ammunition and weapons. You should stop in this room. Okay. Here is a defense control center. Hopefully the new control circuits will work. Place one in a terminal at this location. Second one, final location. Good luck. Sure. Yeah, I had a feeling. I don't think those maroon ones have ranged attacks either. Alright. Let's... Like that. Like that. Like exactly like that. Remember what I was saying before? Like that. Oh, it's closed. Oh, also, it says it's nuclear behind there. That doesn't seem good. Defend this. Alright, well. Let's go. I was gonna say, this seems like a bad room to be in. Hey, remember that level in Quake? Am I just dead here? Is this just gonna kill me? Have I saved on this level? I thought it was suspicious that the entire room seemed to move. Okay, now we find out what happens when you die. Puts me back here. In the previous level. Wow. Wow. Okay, that's something. Then we hit this. Ammo. Open a thing down here. Nope, can't go down that one. That's why there's one that doesn't move. Is that the healing spot? No. Well, at least now I get to try something, which is I'm going to grab that, and then I want to go all the way back to that terminal Leela said to go to. Let's go stand here until it goes back down. Here we go. Because you said go here. Good job. Okay. Interesting. Now we begin counterattack. Right. Is there... Yeah, there was like no save point. You know, for how inaccurate that is, it's kind of a close range weapon. So how about let's not go in there this time? But there's nowhere else to go, is there? Nothing in here. You have anything else to say? No? And it just says the same thing again. Okay. Right, we got teleported in here. You know, just to the dead end that they have here anyway. Okay, so like I do have to do something in here, but what? Aha! I'll just touch it with my toe. And then we'll let it go. And if that soft locks me, I'll laugh. And do we just have to wait here for a while? What's man, playing it in its tiny window is ridiculous. Like again, with Doom, you could, you know, turn the rendering window down until it was like a postage stamp, at which point it made fun of you and said get a better computer or better processor. So I get it. Listen, I played Jill of the Jungle. I remember what it's like to play something in a frame. Boy, that's just happening, huh? And now that I've set that off, do you have anything to say? Nope. Ah. And now it comes back down. You know, like if it comes back down and then lowers even further, revealing a door out of there, that would be pretty good. That'd be pretty good. Yeah, I feel like the computer would have told me something about how to get past that if, you know, one of those rewarded for delving into the lore. Oh my god, could it go any slower? I'm just going to stand here to keep the door from closing. Although it would be funny if I took damage from this. Uh-huh. Now, does it lower more? Ooh. Kind of want to get in there before it finishes lowering. So that way, like, if hopefully I'm past, like, the trip point now. Right. Whoa. Okay, so it wasn't the one that had like a terminal that might be interactable on it. It's the one right next to it. Oh my goodness. Okay. But now I can't open that door. Now I'm actually soft locked. I don't want to restart from the last level. Oh, that one squelched. You know what? I want to... I'm curious about this game. I don't think I want to play more without knowing how much is actually in this game. Because it's kind of irritating in some ways, and I want to break it into chunks. And honestly, because we're playing in the Aleph engine, it has a number of stuff, right? So, oh yeah, 64 FOV. No wonder why I feel cramped. Let's do better. Yeah, I like at least 90. Sometimes I'll go 110. Ooh, let's call it 95. Here, let's just see. Let's add fog. Let's add transparent liquids. Ooh, 3D models. Yeah, if we got them. Bloom bump mapping? Absolutely. All right. Let's never burn money. Yeah, that was our last save. Okay. Does this look any better? Oh, that FOV feels way better. Oh, now it feels like I'm in a space. Okay. All right. Okay. Wow. Okay, now this feels like a place. Okay. That's what was going wrong for me. Okay, now I feel like I know where I am. Okay. Now I feel like I am somewhere. All right. Let's go in here. And we kind of know what our deal healer is. We know that there's going to be one guy right here that will just blammo. Then we know that there's going to be one guy right here. And then let's get them with one. And now we know we go in here. And we go in here. And as soon as this raises up enough, we'll be able to step up this. And all right. Again, low FOV, another way to like render less of the 3D world to help with Oh, I feel like I shouldn't go in there. Going in there. I'm looking at a guy. I'm looking at two guys. What if I was looking at none guys? That didn't quite work. There, I need to come up with like a fancy name for it, right? But there is a far too oft occurring thing that I see where people make a game and they make enemies, even, multiple different enemy types, but they all give them basically the same AI, which is run at the player and attack, when you get there or on the way there if able, right? And the thing is, the place where I see this most often is in like the place where I feel it is most apparent. Let's put it that way. The place where I feel it's most apparent is in like Unity asset flip games, right? Because it is kind of the most basic way to threaten the player is to have something that hurts them approach them, and it feels I think because that's where like what I most associate it with. It feels cheap. It feels like a cheap AI, not in the sense of like, cheating cheese, but it feels cheap as in like low effort, low thought. Like it's the zombie game, right? It's like, oh, the reason why this gets difficult is because you put a billion guys, not because they themselves are difficult, but because you get overwhelmed. It is the zombie with a gun AI, It is the horde AI. And so I'm kind of, I don't know if I would say bummed, because I wasn't quite sure what to expect with this. Honestly, I expected to have to read a bunch more and for this to be, I held DooM in very high regards, and knowing that this was like a competitor to this, but in that way of like, if you couldn't get Doom, this was the best you could get, which means that it was like sort of the pitch as I understood it was this was lesser than Doom. So I was like, okay, that bar and then somewhere below it, but I didn't know how far below. And honestly, not as far as I expected. This is decent. But like, yeah, that's basically the only enemy AI we see here. And like, okay, I know this is 94, but if you look at Doom, even Doom has like, you know, imps, shotgunners, and the pistol boys, they all sort of keep their distance and try to hit you. And then you have pinkies and lost souls that will try to rush you. So you get this idea of like a front and rear flank. And then when you do something interesting with your geometry, like if you put, you know, imps on pillars that they are then trapped on, they stay in one place. And at that point you are like creating this idea of like a multiple tiered, multiple force combined operation on you, the player. You can build that in and you can get interesting stuff like that. What we're getting here is just people run at you, you know, like it is. I think at the time it wasn't as bad because, again, what this game is doing with lighting, what this game is doing with story, there is so much going on that this is like, oh, yeah, no, that is just kind of the norm, and there's all this other cool stuff going on. In today, the only time you really see AI that basic is in something of, you know, low effort or, you know, high effort but low skill kind of affair. So to see it in here, that is that the fact that that's like the only AI I've seen is maybe my biggest disappointment so far, and almost my only disappointment. I want to play that first level with this super high FOB. I bet it won't upset me as much as it did playing it, you know, an hour ago or however long it's been that we've been going. But yeah, like it and it's weird because this is, you know, the designers that will eventually bring us Halo, which are given that sort of, you know, are credited with the invention of the combat puzzle, even though I just explained how Doom did it back. I mean, I think they did it more in Doom 2 than in Doom 1 levels. But no, pinkies and shotgun guys, those are your two tiers. That is your near and far attackers. So, and those were both present in Doom 1. So, you know, a year before this game, they had kind of figured it out, and Bungie wasn't going to get it till, you know, the aughts with Halo. And I guess it's still kind of there with, what do you call it? Destiny. I haven't played Destiny in a while. I shouldn't comment on it, but when I did play it, it was kind of weird. It did kind of feel like, no, there's a bunch of guys who sort of circle around you at medium range, but then are still kind of trying to, like, it's either they swarm you or it is a matter of they level so that their health bars just go up and up and up, and it takes longer to kill them, even though it's not necessarily more challenging to kill them. It just takes longer. It's like, sort of they. I guess what I'm trying to say is, to me, it feels like Bungie started low with enemy AI, like basically set a new standard, and then kind of relaxed on it again. And it's like, all right, whatever. I don't like RPG style enemy difficulty. That's, again, it's another reason why I like Doom, because it's just like there are kind of tiers of, you know, this is basically the old enemy but with more health, but like there's enough enemies on the same tier that have different properties that it makes it interesting, and there's not that many tiers. So like you can kind of have like, here's the early game versions, here's the late game versions, and here are like your equivalent weapons for the two situations. It's fine. I can spend a whole other time talking about that. I probably have before, and I'm just forgetting. Geometry Wars. That's the thing I've been wanting to mention before I can move on from this tangent is when I look at that idea of combat puzzle, and when I think about like how do you boil it down to its most understandable, I actually think about Geometry Wars, because that is top down, twin stick, infinite ammo. Like your only resource is sort of your emergency bombs. And when you look at how that game works, that is a game that you could easily see just relying on the sort of horde AI, but it actually doesn't. Part of what made that game so good and uh, 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 so lasting is the fact that it had the thing that set the enemies apart is sort of their AI. Like the first enemy you encounter, yeah, rushes towards you, you shoot him, no problem. But then there were the ones that, yes, tried to sort of stay at a mid-range, circle around you and shoot you. They're the ones who rush at you but then circle around you to dodge your bullets, so you had to like keep chasing them sideways. There were the snakes who, go around. They're the ones who approach you but in a big circle, so they're a little more erratic. Like I think Geometry Wars is a really good reference to pull on if you're not sure what to do with your enemies, because that is like about as simple mechanically as you can go in a game where like shooting is your main verb, move and shoot is your two main verbs, and get an idea of like how do you make this interesting. You make the enemies behave differently, because that is that's an arena shooter. That is not a game where you can play with cover and geometry and stuff like that. They did like a Geometry Wars 3D where you were fighting on 3D objects, right? Am I thinking of that, or was that a not a Geometry Wars but a different similar kind of deal? But yeah, if you want to talk about how to make interesting enemy behaviors, my first thought is, hey, first, because like people will think of like, oh, the enemies in Half-Life, which were cheating, because when it sounded like they were interacting, one enemy decided that it was going to do something and then basically cheated and told another AI to tell it to do what it had already decided to do. So it was sort of faking the interaction. People like to talk about fear, where Pete are like, oh, they're going to flank, they're going to do this, they're going to knock over cover. And like, yeah, some of that stuff is good. Man, I really should revisit Fear. I should stream that this October. Maybe I'll make that the long play this October. All right, you know what? I'll put that down in the background. That's an idea. But yeah, like people think of these things where AI can seem more human-like, but at the end of the day, if all your AIs are effectively the same, except they have slightly different projectile spreads, or seem more human-like, but human-like in the way that they rush towards you attacking, then it's just like you've created more polished but not better enemy AI. You know what I mean? So that's, to me, that's kind of two ways you go about it. Is you go, you do your Doom or Mega Man style, where you just create interesting geometry around your enemies to create interesting encounters, or you go the Geometry Wars way and you say, hey, make your AIs behave interestingly, right? Because that's what made Pac-Man lasting too, because there were 4 enemies, each one using a slightly different AI. That way you could not use one technique to kite all 4 at the same time, because and a technique that worked on one did not work on the other. There were still ways that like you kind of had to juggle kiting different AI behaviors. That was so brilliant of Pac-Man. Pac-Man, Geometry Wars, Halo. Those are what you look at when you want to think about like, okay, what makes an enemy AI interesting. And you look, if you have AI that just runs at the player and attacks, whether ranged or melee, look at those 3 games. That's really the moral of my tangent here. All right, let's keep looking. Hey, how are we feeling? Fine. How am I feeling? hungry. I had a Hot Pocket for breakfast. That's not enough. Okay. Did that hurt? That hurt a bunch. Okay. What is this? Whoa, wahoo! No, I'm just pushing. Okay. Now, yeah, so they have done it there. They have trapped a whole bunch of them on pillars to be turrets. Also, when I'm thinking about level design, I think about that interview with John Romero where he was like, hey, make the first level in your game the last level that you make, because that way you're coming off on your strongest, most experienced foot. And I'd say so far this is feeling like the kind of game where, like, level designs are getting more interesting as we go. Like, so that whole claustrophobic, backdoor alleys in that first level, I could kind of see those as being their idea on that, completely just showing off their like rooms over rooms idea, because that was very densely overlapped. And rooms over rooms, that is something Doom could not handle. Doom would not be able to handle until like GZ Doom sometime, not until after Doom 2. Build Engine was the first one that really did it, Duke 3D. Okay. Search heading, rampancy, found a lot. Remove redundancies, still a lot. It is a side effect of rampancy that AIs generally become more aggressive and more difficult to affect by subterfuge. Thus, actually disassembling a rampant AI is quite dangerous. This was evident in the crash of Traxxas 4 in 2206. By the time that the rampancy of Traxxas was detected, he had already infiltrated 5 of the other AIs on the Martian net. The only recourse for the Martians was to shut down the Martian planetary net. Even then, it took 2 full years to completely root out the damage that Traxxas had done, and the repercussions of the crash were seen for over 10 years after his rampancy had begun. Rampancy has been divided into 3 distinct stages. Each stage can take a different amount of time to develop, but the end result is a steady progression towards a greater intellectual activity and acceleration of destructive impulses. It is not clear whether these impulses are due to the growth of the AI psyche or simply a side effect of the new intellectual activity. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever I think too much, I start to get aggressive when I look around me. That's actually more about observing than thinking, I think. Section abbreviated. The 3 stages were diagnosed shortly after the first rampancies were discovered on Earth in the latter part of the 21st century. The stages are titled after the primary emotional bent of the AI during each stage. They are melancholia, anger, and jealousy. Okay, so it's like stages of grief, but stages of rampancy. And also they share anger. In general, rampancy is accelerated by outside stimuli. This was discovered early in cybertronics. The more a rampant AI is harassed or threatened, the more rapidly it becomes dangerous. Thus, most rampants are dealt with in one mighty attack in order to deny the AI time to grow or recover. There have been a few examples of this tactic not succeeding. In all of these cases, the rampant was never brought under control. Traxxas 4 is the most notable example. He was finally dealt with by a complete shutdown of his host net. Theoretically, testing rampancy should be easily accomplished in the laboratory, but in fact it has never successfully been attempted. The confinement of the laboratory makes it impossible for the developing rampant AI to survive. As the growing recursive programs expand with exponential vivacity, any limitation negatively hampers growth. Since rampant AIs need a planetary-sized network of computers in order to grow, it is not feasible to expect anyone to sacrifice a world web just to test a theory. I mean, it sounds like it might be worth it if this is the way that your, technology, your civilization is based on is growing. In the 250 years since rampancy first appeared in the EarthNet, the stable rampant AI, the holy grail of cybertronics, has never come close to fruition. Oh, so let it go rampant, but with a sense of homeostasis, with a sense of equilibrium, huh? Since no rampant has ever been controlled or turned to any useful purpose, it is the opinion of this writer and of the majority of the cybertronic community that all rampant AIs are a danger to cyber life, liberty, fuck off, and the pursuit of trashedness. What does that mean? Oh, man, some of these writers got their head up their ass, but in like a really... When someone is so cringy and unaware of it, it becomes funny. You know what I mean? Or so like unaware of their own like campy or ridiculousness. It's oh man. The pursuit of trashedness. Cyber life and liberty and the pursuit of trashedness. Oh my god. Where are the classic Bungie fans who have that tattooed across their back or whatever, you know? I'm going to have to Google search for that specific thing and see if it comes up. What it comes up with. Oh, man. But, okay, yeah, I already see how, Halo is definitely tied into or follows in the... Okay, so that was a small thing, but that is a great way to make this dead space useful. It's just like, yeah, no, there's something here. There is a reason to explore here. In the last level, those weird like cutouts behind I guess they were 2 teleporter bays, they were empty. You put like 1 ammo box in the corner of each. All right, no complaints anymore. Sometimes that's all it takes. All right, where are we going? We're out here. Oh, this is a room. Oh, is that a new enemy type? That's not run, that's shoot. All right, boys. Funnel in. What? Oh my god, did they fight each other? What? How did you get back up? Or come from? But no. Hey. Don't run. Ow. How much did that hurt? A lot. Oh, goodness. Hey, was there a... There we go. Oh, good. These don't seem to be limited like the Half-Life ones. All right. Wow, did Half-Life just steal that concept from Marathon? All right, maybe steal is it's a harsh word, but man, this is the biggest room we've seen. That's interesting. Oh, definitely gonna hit that button. Oh, see, now that as a button makes sense because it's like, no, in order to get through the door, you have to traverse the entire room full of enemies. Gosh, okay, look at the physics on this. Whee! Oh. I'm just gonna go and off the button. That is so floaty. Wow. Uh-huh. Hey, boys. What does it say? All right. Incoming message from Leela. I summarized all the information I have gathered on the aliens so far. Begin report. 4 are generally thinner and lighter than humans and are superbly adapted for low-gravity environments. Durandal told me that there are many clans of 4, each physically distinct from the other, but my summary only includes 2 of them. Only 2 clans of 4 have been examined. The Fighter carries a shock staff, which is capable of attacking at different settings. The Trooper is armored for vacuum conditions and carries a combination explosive and impact projectile weapon, which is similar to your AR-75. The 4 seem to have enslaved a number of other races. The Hulk is an enormous and rather slow creature, but it is incredibly strong. The science report indicated that it had no body fat and therefore had to be fed often to keep it active. One crew member reported seeing one of these creatures pointing to itself and mumbling "Drinial" right before it picked Johnny up by the shirt and crushed him against a pillar. Okay. Oops. The science staff had difficulty finding a good specimen of the spit or complier to autopsy. The only specimen autopsied was almost completely destroyed, but it was obvious that the compliers are cyborgs of some kind. The biological component of the compiler is so close. Compiler? Compiler. Yes, okay. The biological component of the compiler is so closely linked to the machine that it could never survive without it. The compiler's actual body is very small, resembling closely to a mammalian brain, except that the neurons are much finer and far more complex. Oh, he's a little bitty buff brain boy. Okay. That's a lot of buttons. Whoop. Seven shots. 1. Reload. 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I have 1 bullet left. All right. New bullets. I could just play with keyboard, yep. Ooh. Oh. Word? Okay. Okay, so not that one. That one? No. Just Clearly, I don't understand. No. What? Okay. Like this one. Wait, and then that one. Wait, what? Click that. These seem to be like multi-phased on timers. No, now that one is stuck down. Oh. All right, what does that mean? All right. I'm going to hit these outside ones. And then that one closed. Okay, that one seems to be timed. This one seems to be a toggle. What about that one? Okay, but... Okay, so this one does all that, but then also toggled this one? if I hit this and then toggle this before that goes off? If I toggle... What if that one's closed and then I hit this? Then that one stays on. And what does this one do? This one just does that. And we said that does that, but it's timed? That one's timed. Let's untoggle all of these. That one still just does one, and then the two around it. And that one stays open. We do this, we do this. Now those are toggled. Now we do that, and the last one is this. Sure. How much did that hurt? Not a lot. Ah. Hey, save point. Okay. Hey, health recharge. Good. Let's save again. And now, boy, this is all switch puzzles, huh? Okay, that almost seems right. What about that one? What does that one do? That seems pretty good. What does this one do? Lowers that. Raises that. Lowers that. Lowers that. That's okay. That was this one, right? Bring that one back up. I think I can work with that. Because for as ridiculously goofy and floaty as this is, I think it's so that you can cross gaps like that. Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I don't trust like that. What do you got? You have not completed your mission. You must replace all of the circuits. With every passing moment, the opportunity for us to counterattack is fading. Oh, yeah, I gotta go in there, and that's where I... Huh? Ow. Okay, are these doors? This time that means doors. I don't trust that these are empty. The shooting gallery. Guy might as well be a duck. Alright, that's one. Okay, so like, not even using sort of outside knowledge of what Halo does with, you know, ideas of rampancy and all of that. What are the odds that... Ow! Ooh, that's funky to get hit with. What are the odds that this game ends with secretly Leela has been sort of goading us into giving her complete control over the station because she is an AI that has gone rampant, and in fact she is the one who has sort of also goaded the aliens into attacking Marathon in the first place. Like, it's either that or these aliens are actually here because they have a better understanding of... Oh, I'm out of pistol bullets. They have a better understanding of rampancy and thus are, like, recognize that Leela is losing it and is trying to stop that, and us defending her is actually we're kind of the bad guys because we're working for her, but we don't realize that she's a bad guy. I'm going to guess it's one of those two. Incoming message. Well done. I have detected defense drones activating all over the ship. Reports from security forces are jubilant. Now, the four will encounter stiff resistance, and they will have to pay in blood for every move. They were also saying the thing about they don't seem like well coordinated. That's interesting. colony appears to be under attack. I detected 7-4 dropships entering the atmosphere only minutes ago. Trajectory analysis indicates that the ships were heading for the outskirts of the colony. Shortly thereafter, I lost communications with the colony. Something has come to my attention. I will inform you after you teleport. Teleport now. Whee! Okay. Oh goodness. Come at me. Oh, there's a lot of boys here. Oh, goodness. Are we good? Barely. Yeah, wow. Wow, okay. Okay. Well. Oh, there's not a save point somewhere around here, is there? Let's just go until we hit the next save point. That's gonna be it. Incoming message. Defense priority. I have some bad news. Durandal has gone rampant, and he is in the angry stage. This explains how Durandal was able to communicate with the Four and the Spit, while I have not. What? Theoretically, the Marathon computer net is not big enough to sustain rampant growth for very long. This means that as Durandal grows into the computer net, he will begin to affect all aspects of the ship, resulting in unpredictable failures of otherwise benign computer systems. Oh, the doors are going to start attacking me. Oh no, the stairs. Bro, Leela warned me about stairs. Oh, God. I have teleported you here to make sure that Durandal cannot gain access to a vital section of the ship. There are a series of control switches that you will need to activate to block his access. Yeah, so Leela's the rampant one, right? Right, okay. This is where you are now. Study the map so that you can do this quickly. Oh, boy. Here's the first of 3 switches that you'll need to activate. Right. Here's the second switch. And this is the last switch. Be warned that aliens have already entered this area. All right. So it looked like... Wait. Is this really just crisscross over the top here for no good reason? Great. I love it. Stupid. I love it. I'll take those. Is that pistol ammo? Looks like that's pistol ammo. We'll continue to use this for a little while, though. It seems like that'll be the last one, so let's go here. Hey, buddy. Oh! Nope, I died. No, that's perfect, because since I died, that means that it'll take me to a save point, but I won't need to interact with it to save. That's great. Let's come back here. Yo, Marathon is weird. But it's also kind of fine. I mean, this is the... Like, as far as gameplay goes, right? Like I said, I how do I spin it so I don't sound like I'm tearing on it? This game very much seems to be narrative first. The way levels are designed have some narrative to them. Definitely tied in when you combine it with the fact that there are just constant paragraphs, constant walls of text giving you more information about the spaces. In a way, supplementing the spaces and explaining to you what they are. Like, oh, we climbed through some machinery. Yeah, that's a manufacturing plant. Oh, there's a whole bunch of, storage lockers over here. Yeah, that's where the stuff manufactured by the storage plant goes to. Oh, there's a hangar. Yeah, that's the so-and-so. Oh, we can teleport here. Yeah, that's the so-and-so. It's this... Those bits are interacting really well together, and there are definitely spaces where even just seeing something is interesting and you go, oh, look at that. I understand what's going on here. I'm still not sure what that weird big staircase window room in the first level was, but It's sort of a mix. Like, it is doing some good, I didn't read like anything on that first level. Maybe something would have said something, or like maybe it was another hanger or something. I don't know. It's hard to tell. But it is doing some smart things with, again, making like narrative spaces. This feels like we are going through. These do feel like different sectors. Partly because it feels like they are cheating and telling us what these sectors are and explaining them to us rather than, making them self-explanatory through how they're built. But again, I'm trying to give it some credit for being 94 and there are technical things going on here. Just making it a game where your guns will have to reload. I wish I could reload them manually. That would make sense. But, sometimes you have to pause to reload. There are... the way we're doing switches, the way that we have to interact with these terminals to finish levels in a lot of cases. It's the way that an objective changed in one level. That was kind of interesting. What it's doing with, rooms over rooms, what it's doing with lighting. It is definitely taking time to flex. It is flexing in its narrative, and it is flexing in specific technological ways. That being said, the gameplay, I think, is secondary. I won't call it an afterthought, but it does feel like the gameplay part is just sort of functional. Having that switch puzzle in the last two, that was interesting. Or like even then, the gameplay part is the fact that those hacker boys were like, yes, they are something that you have to shoot, but it almost seems like the better use of them is their narrative use, is that you will often find them engaged with terminals, and so you get to sneak up on them. Like, that seems cool. But again, that is sort of a narrative use of those enemies, not a gameplay use. The gameplay use is the same. They sort of rush towards you or, strafe around you at the mid range and shoot at you. Like, yeah, okay, that's just like everything else. Apparently there's more weapons. I don't know how deep you have to get. Very like, the only way you can really be sure that the levels are changing is, there is that teleport, so it's a new map and the name on the map changes, but they aren't really like calling them like levels. Like, there is not stats at the end. It doesn't tell you how long it took. It doesn't tell you, how many of the enemies you killed, how many items you picked up, how many secrets you missed. Again, I'm just comparing it straight to Doom, kind of without realizing I'm doing so until after the fact. Whoops. I'm curious where this goes. Like, it is doing the narrative part well enough that I am kind of hooked. I want to know which of like the 2 or 3 scenarios I have guessed is the one that it goes with, or if I'm wrong. I'd love to be wrong. Here's the thing, I love to be wrong, because that means I'm if I was able to guess it, that means it isn't going to be novel to me, so I love to be wrong. I love to encounter something that I didn't think of. That's one of my favorite things, when it's not something that hurts me. Whoops. Which honestly, if you think about it, the fact that I try to guess what's going to come like nonstop, no matter what, is probably a self-defense mechanism, because I have been surprised by things that hurt me in the past, and I'm trying to avoid that. So it's like a survival instinct thing. Man, I'm gonna have a fun therapy session this week. Anyway, this is neat. I will say, like I said, we were playing in Aleph 1, Aleph 1. That's an open source engine. It's basically the Marathon equivalent of ZDoom or GZDoom or whatever the accepted standard Doom open port is. Apparently the, what do you call it? What do you call it? The WADs? The content files for Marathon 1, 2, Durandal, and Infinity were released by Bungie back in the aughts. So you can, the engine is free and open source. The game content files were released as freeware. So you can go and play these games yourself for free. That's not bad. I did get Durandal and Infinity, and depending on I think even if I only end up playing like half of Marathon 1, I'll probably play like half of Marathon 2 just to see like, oh, how much did you improve? Did you tackle making the gameplay better in the second one? Like, the first time out's always kind of rough. Well, unless you're Doom. Well, Doom wasn't the first time out. Wolfenstein was the first time out, and that's rough to go back to. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not trying to be hard on it. I'm trying to figure out what the like best parts of it is, but like, again, going back to just, my own history, Doom was the best thing, and Marathon was only ever presented in the context of, well, Mac users have this cool thing too, because we can't get the cool thing that everybody else is talking about, which is super cool. But I'm starting to get it. This is cool. This is cool if you like books instead of sports. No, wait, hang on. Wait, that's not quite right, but this is like this is the person who prefers narrative. If Doom is for action people, this is for narrative people. I'm definitely getting that vibe. So it's like, it is not necessarily, I don't know if I would call DOS the action person's computer and Mac the narrative person's computer. I don't think that's actually what the split is. Like, back in the day when we had console wars, Nintendo was Mario and Sega was Sonic. So which one of those is cooler is tied to which console you have. I think, like, in retrospect, if these had been available on both, I think that is the way it would have split. It's like, do you like, the story that you absorb through reading a book and sort of learning about characters over time and sort of piecing together pieces of the world? Or do you like a really well thought out like combat scenario and these, weapon and power curves and resource management and all of that? I think that's really where the split is, but they're both good. I am an action person, so I still prefer Doom. I think Doom is better, but because it's better for me, it is better at, landing on my particular taste. It also informed my taste because I've been playing it since 93, 94, whatever, when I was a wee youngin'. Probably younger than I should have been playing it, but, that's part of why I am who I am today. Anyway, I'm going to stop yapping. Maybe we'll visit Marathon 2 on stream at some point. That's not what is currently in the plans, but it could be. Speaking of the plans, I forget if this comes up. I don't think this comes up on the text box. Yeah, all right. Hey, if you're watching this live, that means you're here on Twitch. Thanks for coming by and watching. If you're let's see here, Twitch. When I'm done streaming here later tonight, producer Joe's going to be streaming on her channel at Joe Tyler. So go and watch that. It's a Wednesday, so she's streaming a Dragon Age playthrough. Episode 2. You're still at the beginning of it. Don't miss. And then tomorrow is the Summer Games Fest, so I'm going to be doing a bonus stream talking over that. I'm looking forward to that. I think talkovers are fun. That one might only be on YouTube because Twitch is they made decisions again, and so there's a new wave of, hey, these decisions you make are going to mess up everything about how things are currently done, like businesses do. So, but I might not care about that. Hey, if I got to move over to YouTube in total because I burn my Twitch account by not caring, then hey, that's fine. Speaking of the YouTube, if you're not watching this live, that means you're watching the archive because all the archives go up on YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Everything's going on there. The Inscription playthrough is about to end. We only got a couple episodes left, so if you like to binge an entire series and just have like a full playthrough, semi-speed run, not a speed run, but like a rushed run, what is it? A critical path sort of run. That'll be there to binge in its entirety fairly soon. And I already have plans for what the next one is. I just got to find time to sit down and start recording it and then editing it and I like doing that, but I don't know. It feels like the one currently running is still like engaging part of my, resources, even though it's really not. But we'll see. That'll maybe there'll be a season break in between while I get the next one produced. We'll see. It's fine. But yeah, that's on YouTube. And once again, hey, we have a Discord, which mainly is probably the best place to get updates on whenever videos and streams and stuff are released. So go join it for that, if for no other reason, but also join it because, I'm hanging out there, other reviewers are hanging out there, friends are hanging out there, and we can chat and have a time of it. And also, joining a server makes the number goes up and makes me feel supported, and that just feels good. So please do that. And yeah, that's pretty much all we got for today. Thank you for joining me. I had fun. I hope you did too. And until the next time I see you, take care of one another. See you tomorrow. Outro.